This shit more than a game.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
I wasn't even going to do a show tonight, folks. I wasn't even going to do a show tonight, transparently. In between moving, having a brand new under construction, this shit more than the game studios underway. Got a big old baby shower this week. And the fact that my laptop crapped out on me this past weekend. I was not even going to do a show tonight, but of course, my two favorite teams, they sure have the greatest timing when it comes to breaking news and the works. And I was like, well, damn, I can't miss a show this week when fans are rabid right now. Fans are absolutely heated. You gotta love the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans, right? On a random Friday afternoon. I always say, as I work in public relations, you put out press releases and stuff. If you wanted to die, if you wanted to be long forgotten, you put out press releases on a Friday because everybody's in weekend mode. So Derek Carr was announced that he is likely going to be out for the season this past Friday. Wow, what a Friday news dump that was. And then the New Orleans Pelicans fired President of Basketball Operations David Griffin yesterday. Now, we all saw that coming. Well, not everybody saw it coming, but we all strongly suspected that that was a possibility. And on a day where it's never a good thing when you're firing your GM or your president or et cetera, because it probably means that you aren't fulfilling your duties as a team. I say that loosely because then again, you look at the NBA right now and coaches with the top three, top four seeds are getting fired. But still, usually if you're firing somebody on your staff, like a coach, a GM, president, or whatever, it means that you're not in a good spot as a franchise. However, that still is the day where you capture the fans' spirit and renewed energy for that short window where the fans are like, hey, we might actually be building something better now that we got rid of the guy who we believed was the reason why we were in this piece of shithole that we were in. And the Pelicans couldn't even give us that. The Pelicans couldn't even give us that because they instantly, well, they didn't announce it, but the news broke that Joe Dumars was being hired. Now, I mentioned this on my Twitter, and I even mentioned this on my raw reaction when David Griffin got fired yesterday. I say, whoever the new guy is, I'm going to give him a fair shake. I gave Dennis Allen a fair shake. Lord knows I could give anybody else a fair shake when they come to my city. And Joe Dumars is a local guy, which I'm sure the Pelicans are going to hammer that point home to try to get fans rejuvenated and excited. But then you read the process or the lack of process of Joe Dumars getting the job, and essentially Joe Dumars had the job even before they fired David Griffin. The body wasn't even cold yet. The body wasn't even cold yet for David Griffin, and they had his successor in place. They didn't even entertain to do an open and thorough process to see what other candidates were out there to fulfill the president of basketball operations role for the New Orleans Pelicans. And it should not be a surprise that Joe Dumas is very good friends with who? Everybody's favorite now, Mickey Loomis. So, are you not vindicated enough yet that the Pelicans are a mom and pop shop organization? That the New Orleans Saints are a mom and pop shop organization? That the people on Airline Drive treat $2 billion public pro franchises like a mom and pop franchise? We've seen the rumblings. We've seen people say, I've heard it from a friend, I've heard it from a friend, sources, etc., etc. I mean, how much can you ignore the data at this point that the Pelicans and the New Orleans Saints are essentially a mom and pop organization for Gail Benson and Dennis Lucia and Greg Benso and Mickey Loomis? And that's what gets me heated. I'm still willing to give Joe Dumas a fair shake. I'm still willing to give him a fair shake. But I cannot escape the fact that my two favorite teams are essentially being ran like a mom and pop shop organization. And essentially, it seems like these organizations, folks, is not committed to winning championships. And we'll get into that a little bit later on in the show because there's a lot of news and rumblings from trusted sources and friends of my program that I will put on this show later on in a little bit about just the direction of the New Orleans Pelicans and the New Orleans Saints. And where does Gail's loyalties lie? Where does the people who Gail entrusts to run these franchises, where do they lie? Where are their loyalties at? I tell you where it's not. It's not at winning the championship. It is not at winning the championship. I do not think a championship is a priority on Airline Drive. And it makes me grateful every single goddamn day that Drew Brees was our quarterback. Lord have mercy. God bless Peyton Manning. God bless Joe Montana. God bless Tom Brady. They never had to deal with the organization that Drew Brees had to deal with. The fact that we were able to be a contender and win a Super Bowl because of Drew Brees shows you how he is indeed the greatest quarterback of all time. Brady had the Patriots. That's not a bad organization. Peyton Manning had the Colts and the Broncos. Those aren't bad organizations. The Saints were a bad organization before Drew Brees, and the Saints have been a bad organization after Drew Brees. I am grateful every single day that Miami failed his physical, and he chose New Orleans, and he bought us 15 years of greatness and a Super Bowl because good Lord have mercy. It is going to take yet another unicorn to ever bring some type of prominence to the city of New Orleans, it feels like, with the management we have. I'm not going to make any friends on this podcast from the upper executives in the suits on Airline Drive, but I don't give a damn about that at this point. I'm not trying to be a credentialed media member. I'm not trying to get access to the building. Hell, I've had access to the building in the past. 13-year ball boy. I've had all the access in the world that my little John born self can handle. I don't need access. I want accountability. I want my franchises to be great. And right now, I do not feel like my franchise wants to be great. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the John O'Bone Show. iPad version. See, I'm on my iPad tonight. Well, this shit more than a stream.
This shit more than a game. We ain't playing no field. We fans born kinda wild, fire in our hearts revealed. Yeah, we shout and we cheer, our passion loud and clear. Together we rise, this love no compromise. Holler at the screen, repping our dream team. From the sidelines we scream, living in this fan's dream. Yeah, we shout and we cheer, our passion loud and clear. Together we rise, this love no compromise.
This shit more than a game.
And y'all know how we got to start off each and every John O'Bone Show. Leave a this shit more than a game in the chat right now. This is not going to be a traditional John O'Bone Show, folks. Again, I am doing this from my iPad. I'm doing this because there's a lot of things going on in the news right now. And we talked a bit about the Derek Carr news, but I want to get on the New Orleans Pelicans for a second and elaborate more on that. So I'm sure you guys have seen the news right now that Joe Dumars is going to be our next president of basketball operations, as reported by Shams today. It's not officially announced yet by the New Orleans Pelicans, but he will be the next president of basketball operations. Essentially, we didn't even do any type of process to hire or scout new candidates for the role. We went with the good old boys network that Saints and Pelicans fans fear their favorite organization utilizes right now, and that is, hey, are you a friend of Gail Benson? Are you a friend of Mickey Loomis? Congratulations, you can be an executive for the New Orleans Saints or the New Orleans Pelicans. This news alone was met with a lot of flack from fans because a lot of fans aren't necessarily thrilled with Joe Dumars' resume. Now, I'm always a fair man. I always say you can't take away the guy's best and only focus on his good, right? Like, he won a championship. I know it was 20 plus years ago, but he won a championship. So you got to give him that. As well as you can focus on the fact that he did have a very, very poor rest of his GM regime after that championship team kind of fell by the wayside. So I understand the pushback to Joe Dumars being our president of basketball operations, but I'm always willing to at least be fair and say, okay, well, you're coming into my team in my city with a clean slate. Show me what you can do. Give me a reason to not be excited about you. Give me a reason to be mad at you. The same reason I'm hyped up about Kellen Moore. I say I'm going to love him until he gives me a reason not to. I'm going to give Joe Dumars a chance until he gives me a reason not to. Now, the process, though, the process is what a lot of fans and people are mad at, because if you see what some of the great Pelicans media and content creators are saying, even some of the most optimistic ones are very, very sour about the way the Pelicans handled this. First of all, let's get to a friend of mine, Shamit Dua, Phil the Brown on Twitter and on Blue Sky. He reported yesterday, as he was one of the first ones actually to report about Joe Dumars being a candidate, as well as the fact that David Griffin was on the hot seat. He said, since it looks like all the rumors are coming true, the final bit of intel that he has on the whole situation is that the ownership will mandate that Joe Dumars keep Willie Green and trade Zion Williamson. This is what I have heard from Schmidt. It is possible that the Phoenix situation impacts Willie Green, as there's rumors that the Suns are interested in Willie Green coming back to Phoenix and being their head coach. But he heard that the plan was that the ownership was going to tell Joe Dumars, welcome to the team. Not only are you going to keep Willie Green, but you're going to have to trade Zion. Now, I am a known Willie Green apologist because I'm biased. I was a ball boy while he was a part of the team. He's always been real kind to me, so I'm always very lenient to him. I have no problem admitting that. But there was also reports that the reason why Willie Green is in such favor with the front office is because he's a good guy. Not because they believe he's a great coach, not because they believe he can bring us a championship. The report said that why Gail Benson loves Willie Green so much is because he is a religious man and a great guy. What the hell are we doing? Are we trying to build a new church, or are we trying to win a goddamn championship? I am a Willie Green fan, but if my ownership is keeping a head coach because they like him as a person and not even worrying about his credentials as a coach, how in the hell am I supposed to have faith in this goddamn organization? Now, of course, what Schmidt reported yesterday is the news that's still traveling all around the world, but he did come back today and say that regarding the mandate on trading Zion, over the last 24 hours, I have heard more and more that Dumars wants a chance to get through to Zion. There's hope among decision makers that Dumars can connect with Zion in a way that David Griffin never could. I have been one of the main proponents in saying that David Griffin has been babying and coddling Zion, and that was a huge mistake, because when you enable somebody to get away with a lot of stuff, guess what? They're going to keep on doing it. And Zion is going to keep on doing all of his BS because David Griffin never called him out until finally earlier this year when he was late again for a team playing. So I am willing to excuse the whole lack of process of a president of basketball operations search if Joe Dumars actually gets through to Zion and not only brings out his talent on the court consistently, that's a key word, consistently with Zion, but if he can make Zion become a true franchise player and a true leader and actually show him the tough love that this past management was afraid to show Zion, then Joe Dumars will have all my credit in the world. And the Pelicans front office and the Saints front office, because technically they share the same front office, I always say I will make my apologies and my love as loud as I make my rants and my disrespect. So we will see what happens with that if Joe Dumars can get through to Zion. But it is one thing when fans and yats like me are screaming into a camera about the Pelicans and the Saints and what we love about them and what we don't like about them. It's another thing when team reporters and content creators and whatnot are voicing their displeasure with the state of the New Orleans Pelicans. Jake Madison, a friend of our show, I kind of view him kind of like in that Ziggy round where he's always kind of glass half full a lot of times. When the news was announced, he said this is the laziest and most uninspired move the Pelicans could have made. Look, maybe Dumars is the guy that you want, but at least go through a process to interview and find the best person possible. To basically finalize a deal less than 24 hours after firing Griffin is insane. Oh, but we were not done yet. Scott Kushner, if y'all not following Scott Kushner, former advocate and Times Picayune columnist for the Pelicans on Twitter, then what are you doing? This man has been dropping some gems and some heat on the Pelicans and Saints front office, and I appreciate that as a guy who, he can be like, man, I might lose access or whatnot, or I might make a lot of enemies given his former title with the Times Picayune advocate, but he is not afraid to call a spade a spade. He said, and y'all gotta excuse me, the way the back of this restream is, they kind of cover up the front of the tweet. So give me 1 second. Let me put up the tweet on my other end of my computer. But Scott Kushner said, the process here has been absolutely wrecked. This deal was done before they even fired Griffin. He's not saying that as opinionated. He is saying that as he knows this for a fact. He says they hired their friend of 20 years without really ever opening the job. He said the problem isn't Joe Dumars himself. The problem is the organization. They are unserious, they are arrogant, and they are substandard. It is a sad state of affairs for New Orleans sports fans. Well, I sure as hell don't have that much optimism going forward about the Pelicans if some of the great beat writers are very, very loudly voicing their displeasure about the state of the team. Now, Shams did go on ESPN today, and the great account on Twitter, make sure y'all follow the Pels Film Room, showcased the video. And basically what Shams said was, expect some very candid conversations going forward between Joe Dumars and Zion Williamson. He is going to bring a different level of authority and accountability. I mean, goddamn, I'm glad that it took 7 years to finally say, hey, Zion, we're paying you $100 million. Maybe you should be a bit accountable. And I don't know, here's a wild thought, a leader. Maybe you should be dedicated to making sure your body is in tip-top shape 24/7, 365 days out the year. Not when you show up to training camp and say, okay, now I'm going to get myself into shape. Yeah, a wild idea. A wild idea. Now, this is a very layered conversation because obviously a lot of fans love Zion Williamson. I have been on the record of saying that I think this fan base coddles the shit out of Zion Williamson. I even tweeted today about how I wish that the fans would give 25, just give me 25% of that vitriol and that accountability and that discourse that y'all get to Derek Carr. If y'all could just give me 25% of that to Zion, I would be satisfied. But I feel like the fan base coddles the absolute shit out of Zion. And I know why. Don't get me wrong. Zion's peak, Derek Carr's peak. See, that's why I give Zion tough love. Because I know at Zion's peak, he could be a top 5 player. I know that at Zion's peak, he could be an all-NBA player. I know at Derek Carr's peak, he is an average at best quarterback. So he doesn't frustrate me as much as Zion Williamson because Zion Williamson, not living up to his potential in his peak, holds my franchise back. Well, goddamn it, yet again, in 2 weeks, we're doing a goddamn draft lottery show, and we're not watching NBA playoffs with our team this weekend. Whereas Derek Carr, I'll peak with Derek Carr, even if he is at his absolute best, is maybe a wild card win in the first round. So that's why Derek Carr doesn't frustrate me. I knew who Derek Carr was. But Zion Williamson can be a top 5 player. But we don't demand that accountability as fans. No. We let him get away with all his bullshit. Because he comes back, he does a fancy-ass windmill dunk, and everybody's saying, you can't trade Zion. You can't trade Zion. No. Here's my thing. No, if you don't want to trade Zion, that's fine. I'm not trying to say we absolutely have to trade Zion. I am saying, stop coddling this dude, man. 2 things can be true. 2 things can be true. 1, the Pelicans right now as a franchise and organization, I have zero faith in. They are a bottom tier organization. Absolutely. They deserve a lot of blame. Second thing, Zion Williamson deserves a lot of blame too. He is not as untouchable as the fans are going to probably make you think that he is. He is not. He has played in 0 playoff games since he's become a New Orleans Pelican. We have won 0 playoff series since Zion Williamson has become a Pelican. What is the attachment that a lot of these fans have with Zion as if the Pelicans the past 6 years have been the greatest damn ride that we've had as Pelicans fans? Hell no. If you look at the Chris Paul era and you look at the Anthony Davis era, those eras were way better than the Zion Williamson era, but yet the Pelicans fans treat CP3 and AD like pieces of shit because they asked for trades. But Zion, because he hasn't asked for a trade yet, is untouchable. We got to keep Zion. Lord knows we're excited. I mean, this was a very exciting 20-plus win season for the Pelicans, huh, y'all? I mean, how many of the Pelicans games did y'all even watch? How many of the Pelicans games did y'all even watch? Probably not more than 20 because the season was over by goddamn Thanksgiving. But we can't get off the Zion, right? No, it's just too damn good, huh? No, demand more from Zion, man. Demand more from Zion. Now, here's why I get mad at the New Orleans Pelicans organization, because it is also being reported that one of the reasons why the Pelicans were sour on Zion Williamson is not because of his lack of availability. Nah, who cares about that, right? It's not because he's been a horrible leader and a franchise player for the past 6 years. Nah, who cares about it? I mean, we only paid him $100 million. It's not because he was late to team planes. It's not because he goes MIA on the team at various parts of the offseason and regular season and they don't know where the hell Zion is at. Nah, you know why they say that the team has had its breaking point with Zion Williamson? If you want to go by some of the reports of what people are hearing, it's because he has baby mama drama. Gail Benson is getting tired of Zion Williamson because apparently he has baby mama drama. Never mind all the other stuff, the Vadit stuff. Nah, we're the New Orleans Pelicans. We can't have our franchise player having his baby mama egg his mistress's house. Man, if you don't get, I mean, if we want to get down to the nitty gritty, the Pelicans out in the Saints organization, given the stuff that they've been in the news for the past few years, they got the nerve to hold their dumb nose up at Zion for having baby mama drama. That is where I would be very pissed off if we traded Zion Williamson because of that sole factor. If that became the boiling point for the front office, is that Zion Williamson has baby mama drama, man. Oh, the joys of being a New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans fan, huh? Again, so it's a layered conversation. I'm not declining phone calls from any NBA team if they called about Zion Williamson because I've had it up to here with him as far as what he's done now. Before I go any further, I am willing to give him another shot. I think Zion Williamson is a great player. I think he's ultimately a great kid. He's just been very, very poor with how he's handled being a franchise player. If you want to get into the where he's a young kid, general excuse, fine. I don't buy that. I mean, I watched the 24-year-old Chris Paul lead us to one win away from the Western Conference Finals. But if you want to use that as an alibi for Zion Williamson, more power to you. I know that Zion Williamson is a top-tier talent. I know that he, for all accounts, seems to be a great kid. I absolutely am willing to give him, yet again, another shot to be that franchise guy and hope and pray that this new regime comes in and gets his attitude straight and says, dude, you are getting paid $100+ million. Act like a franchise player. Act like a leader. I am more than willing to give him that benefit of the doubt and try again for a 7-year because I do know how good he can be. But I'm not going to decline a phone call if a team calls and says, hey, we got interest in Zion Williamson. I would say, okay, what you got? Offer me something. He is not as untouchable as I think fans are making him out to be. So Joe Dumars' first big agenda item is, how do you handle Zion Williamson? Do you entertain trade offers? Do you try to get through to him and say, look, dude, we are going to make you still the franchise player, but your ass better act like it? And if they do say, you know what, Zion, it was been a fun 6 years, but we're going on to bigger and better things, it better not be that it comes out that the reason why was because he has baby mama drama. Give me a goddamn break. I don't understand. This organization, boy, folks on Airline Drive, they are a special breed, I'll tell you. They are a very special breed. So I want to know what you guys think. Look, I'm going to try my best. I'm on an iPad tonight, so I'm trying to look from my other screen, my laptop, to see the comments. But what I'll do is I'm also going to do something very different tonight. If you want to come join, you can. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open up the goddamn show tonight. You want to come join the show, and you ain't even got to be on camera. I actually would prefer if you're not on camera. You could come on the show and turn off your camera, and we can still be able to hear you audio. If you want to come in and speak about the state of the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans, if you're going to YouTube chat right now, I just put the link in. Feel free to come on, and let's chat it up tonight, because it is very, very great that on Friday, we hear that Derek Carr, our starting quarterback, our $100 million quarterback who's getting $40 million guaranteed this year, might not even play a single snap this season. And then we hear on Monday, oh, by the way, the Pelicans, they aren't even doing the president of basketball operations search. They're actually just going to hire Mickey Loomis's friend, Joe Dumars, to come in and say, hey, take care of the Pelicans for us. But Don't forget, they had the gall to raise season ticket prices. I mean, we can't forget that, right? Like they don't want to put out any type of statement about the availability of Derek Carr. They don't want to put out any statement about Joe Dumas's potential upcoming job. They don't want to put out any statements about that. But they will make sure I get those notifications. Hey, invoices due. Your invoices due. Oh, they quick to do that. They are quick to send me an invoice saying, money time, give us our money. They just had the two worst seasons in franchise history, the Pelicans and the Saints, and they got the gall to raise season ticket prices. And our starting quarterback is not even going to play a snap this season. Oh, you got to love the folks on Airline Drive, right? But hey, how dare Zion have baby mama drama? One of the first people on my brain, I'm so glad that he found the time tonight to come on my show. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is a passionate Pelicans fan, so I'm really excited to hear about his opinion because he is a guy. If y'all thought Ziggy was always kind of like glass full when it came to everything, this man has always been very glass full about his New Orleans Pelicans, and I wonder now with all of the news that's come out the past 2 days, how he feels about the state of the New Orleans Pelicans franchise. His mama calls him the biggest bird. I'm going to call him the biggest bird. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the John O'Bone Show. The biggest bird.
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
All right, homie. So look, I'm going to leave the floor to you. I know a lot has been going on with the New Orleans Pelicans right now. What is your overall thought process about your favorite team right now?
Okay, first off, I just want to say, please excuse me. I'm having a little time to myself. I'm eating some crawfish, trying to take my mind off of this stuff because it's got me a little frustrated right now.
I'm mad.
So I'm not gonna rant as loud as I know I can be, and Jono, you know me pretty fucking well. You know I can get loud. You know I can get loud. I just want to start with, I'm frustrated by the process. Let's just start with that. Like, why is it so easy for a team to immediately hire someone without going through any thought process, any interview process? Like, what if there's someone else out there that can actually do a better job and surprises you? Why do you just want to go with, hey, I want to work with my boy over here, Joe Dumars, who hasn't been in a front office and had front office success in over 20 years? The man's going to be drafting a kid that was not born the last time he had front office success. So that makes no sense to me in that sense. So, like, why? And I mean, what are we going on now? What, year 13 of the Benson regime? 14? They bought it in 12, 13, was it?
Yeah, about 12 edition, I believe.
What has getting all these good old boys done for us? Where has it gotten us? A peak of 49 wins, one season of sweeping the Blazers, and then getting bounced in a gentleman's sweep by the Warriors the series later. Like,
hey, homie, Scott Kushner actually was on Brew Crew Media's show last night, and he said that Blazers sweep series, he says that is the pinnacle of what the front office believes they want that franchise to be. They don't care about championships. He says that if they can have a season every year where they win a first-round series, they feel like they've done their jobs. Is that not ludicrous to you? And look, behind the scenes, me and you have had a lot of debates because you have said that, hey, I would be more than happy if the Pelicans just give me a 4 to 5 year run where we are in contention and we ain't even got to win a championship. And I say you are absolutely insane. I want to win a championship. But my standards have become so low now that I'm like, I actually agree with you. Just give me a 4 or 5 year run where the Pelicans are actually a contingent team in the playoffs and I'll be satisfied. But goddamn, I feel horrible that our franchise front office is saying the same thing and they're failing at that.
What was the team I constantly compared it to that I wanted to replicate?
The grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies.
Did they not make the conference finals those years?
They did, yes.
I never said 1-win series, so I was higher than what apparently the ownership wants, man. So that's what's driving me insane. Like, they're okay with one series win in 12, 13 years? Bro, Gail, is this a tax write-off for Gail?
It sounds like it. It feels like
it. Man, my job at my 9 to 5 job, actually, shit, my bartending job on the weekend sounds harder than what Gail's doing.
Bruh, there was actually someone also on Book Crew Media last night who has some ties to the Pelicans organization, and he said he truly believes that Gail's priorities is 80, 15, 5. 80% Saints, 15% horse racing, 5% Pelicans. Biggest Bird, how am I supposed to get any type of optimism about the future of my team when it seems like the goddamn front office does not give a shit?
I don't think she gives a shit about. I think you're over. I think they're overshooting it when you say 85% Saints Pelicans. She might be 30% to her right now. Like, damn. I mean, I know she goes to games, but like, it really seems like she just does not care. Other than making sure the dance team, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna sound a little wrong for this. Other than making sure the dance team don't have their skimpy outfits on. Let me clutch my pearls over here.
What is it? Compassion, joy, and whatever our team motto is. Seems like Gail and the company wants to run a church choir organization than they actually want to run a professional basketball team.
What did I tell you? Did I not tell you? Yeah, I told you the other day. I was like, Gail, it was probably yesterday actually, but Gail would trade away Aunt Edwards if he missed a day at church. But God forbid we have a guy that has some baby mama drama on the team.
And he ain't the first one to have baby mama drama. I mean, Tiger Woods is a quiet boy, and his wife smashed his car and smashed his eye open with a golf club. So baby mama drama, I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care about people's personal life. I care about what they're doing on the court. So good pivot, Biggest Bird, because okay. How do you feel? You've heard some of the stuff about Zion Williamson, and you've always been still one of his most stark defenders because you always tell me, Jono, I hear what you're saying, but God damn it, his talent is just too damn good for me to give up on. I always argue back, okay, but what does that talent bought us? We haven't won a playoff series in like 5 years, 6 years now. So how do you feel, given all of the rumors you hear about Zion maybe possibly being on the trading block, and how would you feel if we actually traded Zion Williamson?
I don't trust Joe Dumars to get the value. I don't trust it. I definitely would have trusted David Griffin to do it. And that might sound crazy. But I trust David Griffin to be it. David Griffin is a walking thesaurus. So he knows how to smooth talk people into different things. And that's why I feel like his trades, other than a handful of them, when he doesn't wait till the last minute to actually trade him, i.e. Brandon Ingram, he actually gets quality value out of them. I think he actually does a decent job of doing it. Now, I don't believe Joe Dumars does. I mean, what did he do? Last time he had a big trade, what was it? He traded for an over-the-hill Allen Iverson? It
shows you how long it's been since Joe Dumars has been like the head man in charge of a team when Allen Iverson was his last trade.
My point exactly. He's going to, again, like I said just a few minutes ago, he's going to be drafting a kid that was not yet born when he had last front office success.
Now, hold on. Okay. To be fair, he was, I believe he was like serving as a role in the NBA front office, like as far as the corporate headquarters of the NBA, and he was like an advisor to the Sacramento Kings. So he hasn't been
you mean the Sacramento Kings when they were constantly firing their head coach every year?
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be fair that he's not that far removed. It's not like after 2005 or 6, like he's just been at home. Like he has been involved in the game. I'm just trying to be fair. I'm just trying to be fair.
I get that.
So,
I mean, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give him a chance. I don't trust him. I don't believe in him. I hope he proves me wrong. But I don't have the faith that he actually will.
And so, being that you are one of the most optimistic Pelicans fans, Biggest Bird, I'll let you finish off with this. How optimistic do you think fans should be about the next, let's say, 3 years of the future of the New Orleans Pelicans?
What's the date of the draft lottery?
I believe it's May 10th or something like that. So in a few weeks, actually.
I'll tell you then.
I actually agree. I think that's going. I've been saying it for a while. That's going to be a very vital date in Pelicans franchise history. And thanks for the plug. I will be going live for that. I know you're going to be tuned in to see if we can get lucky for the third time and get the top pick. If not even the top pick, a top 2 or top 3 pick. But that is going to be very vital to just how I feel and how the Pelicans probably should move forward for the NBA draft lottery. So
last little nugget in regards to that before I go finish off my crawfish here. How many years was it between Chris Paul and Anthony Davis that we got? Oh no, never mind. No, that was the wrong way I said. I said it to our friend the other day. What was it? 7 years between Anthony Davis and Zion that we won the draft lottery.
Yeah.
How long has it been since Zion to now? Almost
It's
7
gone. The
years.
6 years just passed, so this will be the
About
7th year.
7 years.
Mhm.
I don't know for sure, but what were our odds that year too? And what position were we in? Were we right around that 4 to 6 range ish?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to find the bright side and everything, but I mean, I don't feel good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't feel good. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this one. So we'll see what happens.
But as you were saying all year on your Twitter, the Pelicans were one of the few teams that was ethically tanking.
Ethical tanking.
So hopefully,
Ethical tanking.
hopefully, unlike the Jazz, who were like purposely sending out players, we were still actually trying to win games. We just sucked. So we were ethically tanking. Is what the biggest bird was saying all year, and that we will be rewarded by the lottery gods. Biggest bird, the draft lottery is Monday, May 12th. I will be here live on the John O'Barnes Show. You are going to get an epic reaction, whether we win a lottery or whether we lose. It's going to be I already got goosebumps thinking about it. That's a very pivotal day for my New Orleans Pelicans. Hope and my New Orleans Pelicans fandom. So hopefully you join the show on May 12th. And tell them where they can find you on Twitter, Biggest Bird.
You can find me at The Biggest Bird. I think it's 1213. Or also look for Pele Night, PELA Night. Yeah. It's gonna be that one's gonna hurt on.
Go enjoy that crawfish, my guy. Go enjoy that crawfish.
You be good, man.
Yes, sir. That was the biggest bird. I read see people in the comments. I got some text messages from my fellas in our group chat talking about some. I know John O'Barnes ain't talking to some dude named the biggest bird. Look, his mama named him the biggest bird. I'm calling him the biggest bird. Now we had some people who actually joined the backstage of the show while I was talking to the biggest bird, and they probably left because they wanted to wait till he was done. So if you still want to come back on the show, guys, the link is on that YouTube chat. Actually, let me put up my YouTube right quick, and I'll pin it. So if anybody wants to come and join the show tonight, you are more than welcome to join the show. Let's talk about something else, though. Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints and the Derek Carr situation. Now, I went live last Friday. That actually was the reason why my computer finally crapped out on me. But I went live after the news, and I gave my raw reaction. Now, I've had about 5 days to marinate on it and kind of digest it. And there's a lot that's being said about it. There's a lot of theories, and there's a lot of... It's just not a good look, to be honest. It is not a good look for the franchise. It's not a good look for Derek Carr. Derek Carr has remained silent about it. I don't know if both of the people, I'm talking about the franchise and Derek Carr, if they're being silent about it because they feel like announcing it or making it official is going to hurt our draft chances. No, I don't want people to be waiting while they come in. So I'm actually going to invite my guy. I'll get to my opinion in a little bit. The godfather of Saints YouTube. Y'all know him as the one and only Jerry G. Jerry, can you hear me, my brother? Jerry, you're live, homie. Okay, I think Jerry might not be having some difficulties. Jerry, there's a private chat in the background. Please just let me know when you're ready to come on. Let me get back to my train of thought. So it's not a good look. And I don't know if they're trying to just be savvy with the draft strategy or why the Saints or Derek Carr are not putting out an official statement, but it is not a good look when your franchise quarterback, $40 million guaranteed no matter what, whether he plays or not, is potentially not going to play a single snap this season. And the team and Derek Carr have been absolutely quiet. I have been a Derek Carr defender. I have been a Derek Carr. Y'all, I'm excited about this next guest. He's not really even a guest, but you know what? Let me bring him on. Hell with that. I'm surprised. I thought he was busy tonight. Give it up, Ziggy. I ain't got no key. Look, Ziggy, I am literally from an iPad tonight, my brother. Like I am just holding my content space together with.
That shows there's no excuse, bro.
From you, Ziggy, because you are Mr. Glass Half Full, right? You are Mr. Optimistic. So there's a lot going on right now with your New Orleans Pelicans and your New Orleans Saints. And let me tell you something. It's one thing, like I always say, for like yats like me to get on YouTube stream or whatever that's only watched by like 20 people and say, the Saints, blah, 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 the Pelicans, y'all suck, blah, blah, blah. Ziggy, a team captain, a former team captain, a Super Bowl champion, Scott Shannon. Do you remember Scott Shannon, Ziggy?
Mm-hmm.
Here's
Scott
what
Shanley,
Scott Shanley tweeted a few hours
linebacker.
ago on Twitter. Let me put up the tweet right quick. Give me a second. He says, give me 1 second, Ziggy. that damn, live button in the back of our stream
Oh
always
yeah,
catches me
yeah.
off guard, and I can't read the front of the tweet because it's covered up by that. But Scott Shanley says, my 2 cents about Derek Carr's shoulder injury news. If he's pouting because the Saints are going to look for a young quarterback in the draft, he's too thin-skinned to be your quarterback, and the guys in that locker room deserve better. A competitive person would say it's time to play so well that the young guy won't even think about touching the field. Nothing is promised to anyone in the NFL. Everyone's time eventually comes to an end. Nobody is owed anything. However, he says, if Derek Carr really is injured, he should still be at the facility and surrounded by surgery specialists every single day. Mrs. Benson did not pay you $40 million a year to do car reviews on YouTube. Tough times will always reveal a man's character. Ziggy, it's one thing when fans are going off on Derek Carr. It has a lot more weight when someone like Scott Shanley is going off on Derek Carr. And you can even see in that tweet, I responded every day, Scott. Every day I am grateful for Drew Brees. And Scott Shanley responded to me and said, no doubt, Drew Brees is one of one. All I want to say from that, Ziggy, is that we tried telling them about Drew Brees, bro. We tried telling them about Drew
You
Brees.
can't make this stuff up.
That's not here nor there. After seeing that, Ziggy, knowing that Derek Carr is probably not going to play a snap for football this year, how do you feel overall about the state of the New Orleans Saints?
This is what everyone wants, right? Y'all didn't want Derek Carr to be part of the team. Y'all wanted him out. Y'all don't want him on the field. Y'all don't want him to touch the field. Isn't it what people want though? Why are we upset? Isn't this what people want?
Okay, you always do this though, Ziggy. Like you always
No, but
try to.
that's the true question though. Isn't this what we want? We don't want Derek Carr. People say get him off my field. Okay, I'm off your field.
No, Ziggy. All right, look.
So what do we so who is gonna be our new quarterback?
Ziggy, why you always got to gaslight the fans, bro?
I'm not gaslighting.
Yes, you are, bro.
No, I'm
You always
not.
turn everything back around to, you see, fans? How dare y'all? It's your fault or whatever. It's just the
This
fans'
what
fault
y'all
or whatever.
wanted.
But fans are illogical, Ziggy. Fans are hypocrite. Fans are dumb. I embrace the fact that I'm a
Okay,
hypocrite.
thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, remove Ziggy. Do me a favor, please. For once in your life, remove the fan outcry away from this.
Okay, remove the fan outcry. Okay.
As a guy who technically, like, this is open stock. Like the Pelicans and Saints are like a public entity that we are putting our investments in. You are putting your investment with your time, your money, your energy, your efforts into the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans. The goddamn NFL insider Ian Rappaport drops the bombshell on a Friday afternoon. Hey, by the way, Saints fans, guess what? Y'all $40 million quarterback, he might not play a single snap this year. And the New Orleans Saints and Derek Carr have been absolutely ghost silent about all of that. How does that make you feel as an investor of the New Orleans Saints?
It's not a good look, John. I agree, bro. It's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look at all. And it just goes to show that it was just a bad investment. Like if we talking investment talk, this was a bad investment on the Saints. They put a lot of stock into Derek Carr and it's not paying out and they're paying for it. Um and I think they even talked about multiple scenarios like no, we can't cut him. We still gotta eat the cap. No, we
Because we
can't.
guaranteed his money 2 weeks
Yes.
before it was announced that he was out for the season.
No, I agree, bro. It's just one of those things where it's a lose-lose situation.
It doesn't give you any faith, honestly. Like
It's a
with this,
lose-lose.
with the Pelicans, do you have any faith right now, like that Gail Benson can run a competent organization?
You talking about like with the Saints or just overall with both
With both
the
teams, with the Saints and Pelicans, you can answer
it's
separately
not
for each one. Because
it's
right
not a
now,
good
my
look.
faith
It's
in the
not,
front office, I
yeah.
mean, it was already low, but like just hearing like the rumblings, and I have a lot of insiders who come to me because of the connections I made and because of the platform I have, and like some of the stuff that they're telling me that I've told you. So don't act like you don't know what I'm talking
No, I
about. That
mean,
I've told you.
I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I
I
don't know
bet.
nothing.
I bet. Do you have any faith, Ziggy, in the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans?
So how it's hard because this is just how my brain is wired. Okay, so if Gail Benson were to like sell the team, are we confident that these teams will be staying in New Orleans?
I think if she were to settle, and I know Todd Graves is like the popular name that everybody throws out because he's the other billionaire in the city of
Yeah, computer
Louisiana.
Paul, Morris Bart, and all these other people.
So like yeah, so say like a Morris Bart investment group is a part of something that buys the team. Yeah, I feel confident. Now if she sells the team
Okay,
to somebody from Houston or something, then I'm a little uneasy, and then you're like, okay, are you in a be careful what you wish for spot? But I would imagine one. I've heard that she doesn't want to sell the team. Which people have said, like people have come to her saying, "Hey, what is your openness to
what's your
selling the
price?
team?"
Yeah.
And she says, "No, I'm not. Like the teams are my legacy. Well, if they're your legacy, Gail, you're doing a hell of a job trying to leave a legacy."
Oof.
But that's a valid point because if we sell, I mean, I see the Dallas Mavericks right now, and Dallas is a big ass market, right? And they are being rumored to be going to Las Vegas, and that the reason why they
That's
traded Luka is they're trying
crazy.
to
The Dallas
sabotage
Mavericks.
the team. So, Lord forbid, I think that the Pelicans or the Saints will ever be safe if Gail Benson sold it to a non-Louisiana owner. But again, take that out of the equation. We're talking about like from an owner failed
Yeah,
product
yeah, I
standpoint.
got you.
Do you? I mean, what do you think that a new owner wouldn't be? I feel like a new owner would at least get rid of this good old boy system that we have right now on Airline Drive, where if you're a friend of Mickey Loomis or Dennis Lucia, you got a good cushy job with the Saints and Pelicans, and you never have to worry about job security. Mickey Loomis's and all those guys' jobs is as safe if we were the number one team in the draft with the worst record in the league as if we were winning the Super Bowl. The job security is always the same. It shouldn't be like that when you are running a pro sports franchise. You should be held accountable to your win-loss records. And I say that as somebody who has been defensive of Mickey Loomis and saying fans, we can't ignore his good seasons and just focus on his bad seasons. Well, the bad seasons are starting to add up to me.
Okay, that's fair. I can't debate you on that one because like you said, we always talk about track record and you're as good as your most recent season. You know, we say these things all the time, and it is getting harder and harder for people that like try to at least try to defend Mickey to try to keep the peace, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm-hmm.
getting harder and harder, man, because as you say, those losing seasons are starting to pile up. And some people even go as far to say that he's the true villain of all of this,
I
Mickey
mean,
Loomis.
technically, people are saying that the reason why Joe Dumas now has a job is because Mickey Loomis. So I tweeted this morning, fans are saying get rid of Mickey. The team literally just let Mickey Loomis name his friend as the Pelicans president. Like Mickey Loomis ain't going nowhere. This man is essentially the de facto owner of the New Orleans Pelicans. Speaking of the Pelicans, Ziggy, I want your
Mm.
opinion about the Pelicans too. But what I'm gonna do, Ziggy, if you can hang tight, I know somebody who's a very big supporter of yours who is in the backstage area right
Oh,
now, and
come
I'm sure he
on,
wants
what's
to at
good?
least while he's in the backstage, at least tell you some of his thoughts as well while you are a part of the show. So I'm gonna bring on a great friend to the show, my guy Easy E, who I know is excited about WrestleMania this upcoming weekend as well, and he's gonna be showing out in New Orleans next year at WrestleMania with me and Ziggy. Easy E, are you on the phone right now?
Yes, you can hear me, bro.
Yes,
Let's
sir. We hear you loud and clear,
go.
my guy. You got me and you got a special guest. You got Ziggy. Ziggy only really showed up for you, Easy E. So feel honored. That's why he came on the show tonight. You heard
Low
it too
key, I ain't
loud.
want
Ziggy,
to say it. I ain't want to say it out
explain
loud, but yeah.
yourself. You better be trolling.
Oh, Ziggy. Damn, he coming with the heat. Go ahead, Easy. What you got to say to Ziggy?
Wait, what I do?
Willie Green. Oh my.
Wait,
Willie
what about
Green.
Willie Green?
Willie Green.
Uh-huh.
Willie Green.
Oh, you saying that I think that he should stay? Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe
Saying
he
do
should be
what?
given
He
one
can
more
stay in
year.
park cars. He can stay and help catch rebounds. He can't coach with
Hey,
this
I'm a,
damn
I'm, I'm,
team. Because guess what?
Well, hmm
No. Because here's the thing.
mm-hmm.
Born and bred in New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
I stopped watching for Kaepernick. So Saints, I'm still a Saints fan. I got back on. I got back to watching,
Uh-huh.
but I'm kind of off that narcotic. So Saints can't make me. They can't make me emotional no more. I don't even care no more. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I don't even care about the Saints right now. Whatever. Who cares? Hopefully they draft
Hold on.
Shador.
We're gonna see how much you care on draft day next Thursday, Easy. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm Jono, come on. You know I'm lying. Come on, Jono, you know I'm lying.
I feel you. Go ahead.
But the Pelicans, bro, to this
Yeah, the
day.
Pelicans, bro. Yeah.
To this day, I will never forget the day I was in school in computer lab, and Charlotte sold the team to New Orleans. I had been a Timberwolves fan, a Blazers fan, anybody who was going to beat the Lakers fan, and I finally had my team.
I agree. I'm the same way. I'm the
Sick
same way
of this mess. I'm gonna try to keep it clean because
It's this shit more than the game shows. Let it all out.
I'm sick of this shit, man. That's the new shirt, Jono. That's the new shirt. I'm sick of this shit. I'm so sick. We went through this last year. Ooh, 49 games. 49 games and what? We didn't go to the Western Conference Finals. We didn't go to the semis. We didn't even go to the damn playoffs. We went to the fake ass play-in that everybody makes fun of and say, "Oh man, the NBA made this just to get Zion in the playoffs during the bubble."
Look, Zion didn't even play in any of the playoff games.
Jono, donut.
So easy. Let me ask you. What you started off calling out Ziggy for
Willie Green. I think we can give him one more year.
You've heard me before. I'm biased about Willie Green because
a year of what? Look. How about this? We give him one more year. We're gonna let his card stay active. We're gonna see if he can report to the office on time. But then he gotta leave. He can come in. He can come in the building. Like I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy. You know, he can come in the building, but coach the team.
I'll say this. I feel like we would be doing the definition of insanity is doing something over and expecting a different result. We did the same thing when we hired David Griffin and they told him you got to keep Alvin Gentry. He kept Alvin Gentry for 1 year, fired him after that. It's essentially seen as a wasted season. So I would be very annoyed if they keep Willie Green with no long-term commitment to him. And the only reason that Dumas kept him is because Gail told him, hey, Willie Green's a nice guy. He's a very religious guy, so you got to keep him. And I'm like, well, what are we doing as a franchise? All we're doing is just staying stagnant. We're not even trying to go forward. We're just staying in the same damn space that we've been in for the past 6 years, which has been absolute jack shit. As you said, play-ins are usually the highlight of our season. When we make the playoffs, we don't even win games in the playoffs. We got swept last year by Oklahoma City Thunder. We beat the Suns 2 times, and goddamn, the city was on fire for those 2 wins. We won 2 games in the playoffs. We were like, let's throw a parade for the Pelicans. And it seems like that seems to be the standard of the organization is that, hey, as long as we just be contention of the playoffs, everything is fine in the city of New Orleans. So I will give you this, because I am a Willie Green defender, but they better have a long-term commitment to him and not just be doing this goddamn same thing as, well, we're giving 1 more year because we don't want to pay for David Griffin to sit on the couch and Willie Green to sit on the couch, and we're a cheap-ass organization, even though I'm worth literally billions of dollars.
So how many years we had Willie Green
We've had
on
him
the team?
for 4 years now. He's made the playoffs in 2 of them. He hasn't made the playoffs in the other 2.
All right, and 2 losing seasons?
2 losing seasons and 2 winning seasons.
All right, and how many?
Technically, 3
all those years,
seasons.
every single one of those years, his main cast have been like just riddled with injuries, right?
I'm with you on that, Ziggy. I'm with you on that.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, how is it all of Willie Green's fault? I'm not saying he's just an angel, he's innocent, but it's like we're just gonna fire him. But it's like, I don't think his track record was just so egregious to fire him.
I mean, I got tweets right now on Twitter blowing up because I dare to give the dreaded how you guys treat Derek Carr versus how you treat Zion comparison. And I did that.
Now, Zion's not innocent. I agree on that. I knew it was going to ruffle feathers because
I knew that, hey, if I want to get everybody's attention about how they are coddling Zion, if I just put a tweet saying you guys are being too easy on Zion, I might get 4 or 5 responses. If I put a tweet out saying, go ahead, Easy, go ahead. Yep.
Go ahead, Easy.
You're 100% right there. Who is?
Hey, I like that. I like this guy.
I like him.
Let's not use maybe strong words. Who's responsible for the conduct of their players? Really,
the president of basketball operations and the GM, but technically, for our sake, it was the president of basketball operations, which was David Griffin, but also the head coach. If you're trying to go that route,
that's exactly where I'm going, and that's kind of my point. My point is, so okay. Taylor, I'm looking at the standings right now, and I'm looking at. I'm gonna stop at 10. Mavericks,
Okay.
big move. Kings
Yep.
made a big move. Memphis made a big move.
Right.
Golden State Warriors
Mm-hmm.
made a big move. Minnesota Timberwolves
Mm-hmm.
made a good move, big move. And I'm talking about the past
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 seasons. Clippers.
No,
I want to say
I'm tracking. Mm-hmm.
I want to say Harden came in the last 2 or 3 years, made a big move. Denver Nuggets made a big move. Lakers robbery. We need an investigation on that. Rockets a couple years ago made a big move. Oklahoma City
That's a
made a
good
big move.
point.
Here's my point. All but maybe 2 of those teams are trending upwards. And like you guys said,
Mm-hmm.
look, we can't help that our team has low standards. But my issue with Willie is, like sometimes you gotta look like you at least you get a new job. What's the first thing you do? You get out the iron. You barely iron your clothes, but you get out that iron for that new job, and you look the part. You get that beard straight up. Trust me, I got beards just like y'all. You get it all trimmed up. 3 weeks later, you never go into the barbershop again to get you just like, look, line me up and get me out of here. That is my problem. We're gonna really move forward as a team. I would like to see some forward movement with this team. And I said this year, John asked, how many games did you watch this year? 0. Because you know why? When I saw everybody celebrating that 50, 0, not one. No NBA. I accidentally had NBA League Pass, and I was watching the Spurs, Chris Paul and Wemby more than I was watching my team. Hell, the one time I said, let me watch the Pelicans. What's my? No, you know what? I'm lying. I said I didn't watch any games. You know what game I watched? The damn game when DeJounte got hurt. I didn't watch no more. I was done.
Which one? Because he got hurt in 2 games.
The hand injury. The hand injury.
The one where he was out for the season after. I got you. Okay, yeah. That was
but
a bad
again,
one.
my issue with Willie is I will give them the BI thing, even though I think the trade was pretty bad. I will give them the BI thing, but they did the right thing at the wrong time. And I'm seeing this happen over and over. They're doing the right thing. When they do the right thing, they do the right thing at the wrong time. So my issue with Willie is he is a remnant of an old regime. Willie is not about to change his stripes. He's just not. He's not about to change his stripes. He's not gonna fix up those execution issues. He's not gonna fix up those substitution
My dad
issues.
always says a lever doesn't change the stripes overnight. My dad always says that.
So I just my issue with Willie, I'm like, look, I get it. You got too many coaches on the payroll. I'm pretty sure they're still probably paying. Did they still paying Stan? It's 2026. They probably still paying Stan.
I think Stan's contract would have been over by now. So
Stan Van
Gundy. But now we are going to be paying David Griffin another year, and there were some people saying that Gail didn't want to pay Griffin and Willie to be on the couch while paying another coach and now Joe Dumars.
All I'm gonna say is I'm not accepting it. I'll deal with it, but I am not accepting it because again, it's a remnant of the old regime, and it's not showing me that they're moving forward. I'm tired. I'm still looking at the Western Conference standings. I'm watching teams more successful than us. Like who are we compared to the Timberwolves? Who are we compared to the Grizzlies? I'm saying all these teams. You take Zion away from us. Take Zion, us drafting Zion, which was luck. I just don't see us doing things to move forward. Yes, we have Herb. Yes, we have Trey Murphy. We probably should have kept Dyson. We've done some good things, and some teams talk well about us. My problem ends up being is that we'll do something, and it's almost like you can hear a little bubbling from, oh man, the Pelicans are sneaky good, and it's like, well, where has that got us? We won 49 games. When I come down to New Orleans, I hope I can see the 49 win game banner because I knew this was going to happen. We were either going to take a big step backwards, or things are going to look good enough for us to say, well, we can run it back again. Again, I'm tired. I'm going to just say this. I'm tired of running it back. We've ran it back too many times. We know what the problem is. We know what we can do to solve them. A lot of times you got problems, you can't solve them. I like what I'm hearing about Joe Dumars. If he's gonna set Zion straight, I can't ask more of the guy. If Zion can be set straight, that's cool. But guess what? Here's the problem. Let's say Zion gets on his P's and Q's, start going to church, take all his girlfriends and baby mamas to therapy. Where we at? We're winning 40 games, and we're not getting nothing in the draft.
I would argue it's easy. I would say Zion actually. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say if our starters come back, and I'll leave that. If our starters come back, a lot of them are gonna be gone. Trey is probably gonna be gone until like January. DeAndre is probably gonna be gone until January. We're looking like a 40-win team if Zion gets his stuff together. And you never want to be in the middle in the NBA. You want to be either up top or you want to be bad.
I do. I agree with that. You want to be either great or you want to be like us this year. We at least have some excitement about the draft lottery. I think we got to see what happens in the draft lottery before we make our predictions for what the 2025-2026 Pelicans will look like. But I will disagree with this. I believe if Zion did get on his P's and Q's, like you just said, we would be more than a 40-win team because he is that damn good, which is why I'm tough on Zion. I've seen too many times, Eazy-E, as always, well, get rid of the coach and everything's going to be great. I saw that with Monty, Elvin Gentry, Stan Van Gundy, Tim Floyd, Byron Scott. If we want to go throwback, Paul Silas. Get rid of the coach. It's going to fix everything. So I'm like,
you forgot about Jeff Bowers. How you gonna forget Big Jeff?
Jeff Bowers.
Hey, no, I ain't forgetting that. I was in the locker room when they named Jeff Bowers.
I know. I know.
But what I'm saying is, being in the locker room for 13 years and seeing coaches come and go, and the fans always saying, get rid of Byron, get rid of Jeff Bowers, get rid of Tim Floyd, get rid of Paul Silas, get rid of Monty Williams, get rid of Alvin Gentry, get rid of Stan Van Gundy, get rid of Willie Green now. And it's like, okay, well, clearly, it's not always going to be the be-all, end-all for the coach to a new coach. I mean, I get it. You always want to swing for the fences, hope that you eventually land a Sean Payne type guy that's come and turn your franchise around. But I think the NBA is a players' league, and I think that why I am so hard on Zion is because if Zion would have been that guy that we all thought he was going to be when we won that draft lottery in 2019, we would not be even doing this goddamn show right now. We will be doing a playoff preview, round one for the Pelicans. Can we finally win a championship this year? Sure. But because he has not been that leader on and off the court, that makes Willie Green look bad. That makes David Griffin look bad. Not that those two don't deserve their flag for how they've handled things, but
no, that's true.
It all starts and ends, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. With the star player. If LeBron James was a bust, then none of that stuff would have happened in Cleveland and LA right now in Miami. Pat Riley's not look like a genius or whatever. You got to have your star player be committed and actually be a force on the field, and it does not happen when your star player is only a force on the field for 45% of the season. So I think Zion, it starts and ends with him before we even start thinking about people like Willie and all that. But I understand your passion. Easy. We got some other people in the background, so I want to give them a shot to come on. Do you have any final words you want to say to me or Ziggy about the Pelicans, Saints, hell, even WrestleMania? What you got on your mind to wrap up?
Well, first of all, I will be in New Orleans. I'm probably going to be staying with my cousin. Can't stay with my crazy aunties. Look, I'm not an internet guy, so I'm a real guy. I can admit maybe when you add more things into the conversation, you got me with the this is a players league. You got me with that. This is a players league. You got me with that. You know what? If we get Cooper Flag and Willie is the head coach, I won't even complain about him. I won't even complain when he does something weird in the fourth quarter. But again, Jono, you're my boy. I'm always rooting for you. Ziggy, appreciate you being part of the show. Shout out to Evan. Say hello. Say hello to
Don't say nothing about Evan and Sean. We ain't.
It ain't football season.
Easy. While we got you, me and Ziggy want to give you your flowers, man. We do appreciate that you always show support to our show. I'll be seeing you like I saw you on Boot Crew Media show last night, showing love to them, man. That type of stuff does not go unnoticed to me when small content creators like that are trying to just realize our dreams and passion. And you
we be watching, we see that.
Not only with engagement, but what you put your mouth where your money is too. I mean, at the end of the day. So we appreciate you, my guy. You always have an open seat on the John O'Bond show when we open up the phone lines. And Ziggy and I will be at WrestleMania next year too. So if you want to come meet up with us at any point, get a picture with us or whatever, we will be here. So come make it.
I got y'all. Appreciate the time, y'all. Y'all
we appreciate you, Easy. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Easy E for joining the show tonight. But we're not done. We got other people in the background. So our next guest is
Okay,
the
okay, Jono, gonna
godfather
call in show.
of the New Orleans Saints. Ziggy, you know this guy as almost as optimistic as maybe you. The great, the one and only Jerry G. Jerry, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
We
What's
hear you
good,
loud and clear, Jerry,
Jerry?
man. Thank you for joining the show tonight. What you got on your mind? I'm sure it's probably more about the Saints than the Pelicans.
Yeah, because that last caller that talked about the Pelicans, oh man, that dude had passion and fire. I feel him on that.
I love it. That's why this shit more than a game.
Absolutely. This shit is definitely more than a game. But I do have something I want to talk about, Jono. But first off, I hope you and Clarissa are doing well. I heard you having a baby on the way, so congratulations. Y'all got my blessings. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Ziggy always trying to stay positive and everything, even though when the Saints not doing good or the Pelicans not doing good. Much love to you, my brother.
Hey, I try, bro. I try. But a lot of people think I'm putting on a character. Or I'll be joking. Like I be serious.
They're
Mhm.
serious.
Like me and Jono had
Yeah.
these arguments going back to high school, arguing about the Saints and stuff. This
Yeah.
ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry, how do you feel right now about the New Orleans Saints? Because we all got the bombshell last Friday about Derek Carr, our $40 million man, not even
Man.
possibly playing a snap
Oh
this year.
boy, what you
How
got,
do you
Jerry?
feel about the
Oh, you
Saints right
already know
now?
where I'm going
And
with
Jerry,
this.
especially with the draft next Thursday, which we will be live on the John Bond Show next Thursday. So make sure everybody who's
Okay.
watching tunes in, hit that bell notification because I'm telling you, for my draft show for the Saints and then the draft lottery show for the Pelicans, you guys are going to get some epic reactions out of me. But how do you feel about the Derek Carr news? And Jerry, do you want to draft a quarterback like a lot of Saints fans do?
Well, as you mentioned, Jono, yes, I did see the shocking news on Friday about Derek Carr. I would call him broken down Carr because he, man, look, that, bruh, when I heard about that, I said, and somebody talking about QB1 next year. After what I heard about him about his shoulder, I already knew for the fact that the Saints need to go ahead and move on from Carr because if you remember 2 years ago, Jono and Ziggy, when we signed this dude for 2 years, I was having like mixed emotions about that. I mean, it was all right, but I still wasn't feeling it. But oh my God, the next year, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And you talking about Ziggy trying to keep us positive with that positive energy? My
Trying,
God.
bro.
Dude, we were on a 7-game losing streak. Listen to me good. We was on a 7-game losing streak, Jono.
Uh-huh.
After starting 2-0, things were heading in the right direction. And what happened? We were on a 7-game losing streak. And then after we lost to Carolina, the next day, what happened? It felt like the Saints actually won a game after firing Dennis Allen. I was happy about that.
And was in the hunt.
Yes.
Legitimately in the hunt. Because the division was so bad.
Look, and even before, you know, 2 games before we played Carolina, that Thursday night game, oh my God. But look, my dad and I, we were watching it that night on Prime. And Lord have mercy, Jono. Oh my God. I feel the fans in that Superdome saying, fire this dude now.
Oh man.
And oh man, did Derek Carr had an awful game. Oh my God.
So
I don't know if he was playing or Rattler was playing. I can't remember, but it was a bad night that night. It was a bad
Jerry,
night.
why you trauma dumping us about Derek Carr? Let's try to have some positivity. Do you want a quarterback? Like, do you want Shador Sanders? Do you think Jackson Dart could be the guy? I see? I think his name is Titus Show. Like every time around this show, like quarterbacks come out of nowhere. Like experts are like, "Hey, this guy actually might be a franchise type quarterback," and I'm like, that sounds like a reach to me. But is there any quarterback that you want? Do you want a quarterback, or do you feel like, I still would prefer best player available at number 9?
Well, everybody been talking about Shador Sanders might be going to the Saints. It's everybody talking about Jason Dart. I mean, if the Saints move up to get either one of these guys, hey, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So whatever.
At number 9,
yeah,
move
at
up.
number 9, I would take Shador. I would not be happy with Jackson.
There's been all the buzz about that.
But I don't want to move up for anybody. This is not a quarterback class where you move up for anybody in this quarterback class. You say move up. So like if you say, oh, we move up from 9 to 6, I will be pissed off because I'll be like, ain't no way we should be trading any future assets for any of these quarterbacks. If Shador happens to be there at number 9, I will be fine with the pick. But please do not move up, Saints, to draft any of these quarterbacks.
Now,
Stay where you
Jono,
are. Keep your
Okay.
hell. I wouldn't be mad at trading back, to be honest, and saying, you know
Now-
what, accumulate more draft picks.
yeah. Now, Jono, Ziggy, if you remember back in 2017, we was on the verge of getting either Patrick Mahomes
Yes.
or Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
They was available, and we was on the verge of getting either one of them, but ended up getting Marcus Davenport.
Bruh.
Bruh, dude, when I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? And that we were about to get Jackson or Mahomes. Instead, we got a bum bust in Davenport.
All right, Jerry, you trauma dumping too much. I mean, you talking about
Bruh,
Derek Carr's
I'm telling it like it is. Look, I'm like somebody say, look, I'm just being real. I call them as I see them.
Hey, that's how you feel. That's the story, bro.
No,
Yes,
no,
sir.
I'm fine with
Yes,
that.
sir.
But like, I've already had so much trauma in the past 5 days with the Saints. and
Nah, you
Pelicans.
told him to come on and tell it like it is, bro. He
Reminding
telling
me
the
about
story.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm
like,
just
that's
I'm just keeping
like
it one.
a
I'm just
hit
keeping
to
it real. Like as I see Dolph in the building. What's up, Dolph? Come on in, brother.
So Jerry, all right. So leave us with this. You say that you actually be okay with Shador. Would you be okay with Jackson Dort?
Either one, I'll be satisfied with either one of them.
At number 9, you will be okay with
At
Jackson
number
Dort.
9, that's
I
if
would not.
that's
I would
if
not.
it happens.
Jerry,
Because
I'm not.
you
I'm
know,
gonna be honest.
now, Jono, you know we've seen this happen in the draft before. Somebody move up to get this guy. Somebody trade down to get this guy. You never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Remember a couple years ago when we got Chris Olave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We traded up for Trevor Penny, and that's
Yes.
worked out splendidly for. I don't want. That's why I don't want to trade up. We're not in a position, Jerry, to trade up.
And anything can happen, bruh. Anything can happen. So we will see.
So all right. So you've heard the whole show. You've heard about my frustrations with the front office and Gail. With all of the stuff that you've been hearing about, how Gail is running the team and it's being a good old boys network and them not doing the thorough process with the Pelicans and Mickey Loomis essentially picking his strength to say, hey, go on the Pelicans. You're my best friend. Do you have any faith, Jerry, in the future of this franchise as being a contender?
What's up?
Do you have any faith in that, Jerry?
Oh my God. I hope so. I hope so, Jonah. I'm just staying positive like Ziggy. I'm just keeping
there you go.
I'm just being real. Whatever happens, happens. But
you know what? I got a question for you, Jerry.
Hey, what's up, Ziggy?
Very early prediction. Win-loss records for the Saints next year. Very early. This is not in stone, but just like how you feel on the trajectory of the team right now. How many games you think we win? A new coach,
Yeah.
With
Kellen Moore as our new coach, and you got these new guys in here. As of right now, Ziggy, I'm looking at either 9 or 10 games.
What?
You think?
I'm looking at like 9 or 10. Dude, I'm just trying to be real. I'm tired of having losing seasons, bruh.
Look, it's early.
I'm just tired of having losing seasons, man. Seriously.
Jerry, he didn't ask what you were hoping for. He asked what do you think realistically.
I said very early prediction. Just curious.
It's just fun and games. But as of right now,
it's still more than a game.
I mean, not this is more than a game. But on the real, like 9 or 10 wins is fair enough for me for right now.
Okay.
Now, Jono.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you remember, I think it was like a month ago. Yeah, it was a month ago. And I was watching Friday Night SmackDown live from the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Wow. And you was talking about there's a possibility that WrestleMania 42 is coming to the Superdome next year in April. The Rock came out and dropped the biggest bomb, biggest news. I'm talking about all over the world that WrestleMania 42 is coming to the city of New Orleans next year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I said, and then you did a video on your reaction on that. I said, My man Jono called it like it is. He called it. He
I try to
called
tell
it.
Ziggy, what is it, Ziggy? I
You
tried
can't
telling
make
him,
this
bro.
up, John.
I tried telling
You
him, bro.
trying
And
telling
thank God every day I'm not a Falcon, Judy Brand.
Hey, Jared, before we let you go, I see we got some Falcons fans in the chat right now. Give him one good old F the Falcons for me and Ziggy.
Man, fuck the Falcons.
Yes, indeed.
Fuck
Jerry, we
him.
appreciate you, my guy.
Y'all know I'm
I
just
know you
playing
will
with
be
y'all. This is
watching
just
us
fun and
live
games,
next week for the
guys.
draft reaction, so we can't wait for that. And I guess your mouth to God's ears
Hey,
with a
all you
9-10
Falcon
win.
fans, y'all love me for my entertainment, so get used to it.
We appreciate you, Jerry, man. Thank you, my
And
guy.
enjoy that snow picture that Jono pulled up.
Yes, indeed. I still got it in my
They love
archive
it.
somewhere, so thank you.
Dude, Falcon, even in the snow, like you say, I stand on business. They love it.
And you know why, Jerry?
This shit more than the game.
You're damn right. I wish we had the goddamn air horns. But we want to thank Jerry for joining our show. Now, next up, we got the great J Dog. J Dog, are you there, my guy?
J
Yo,
Dog.
what's up, man?
What's up,
What's
J
up?
Dog? What you got on your mind, my guy?
Man, it's time to freaking move on from Derek Carr now. Like, jeez.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm,
I
I'm,
feel
I'm
like it's not
sick.
even.
I'm sick and tired of this shit, bro. Like, the dude's not very freaking dedicated to this team at all. I mean, if you look
Mm-hmm.
at, I mean, he so-called shoulder injury, right? And yet he's
Yep.
making a freaking YouTube video about freaking Rolls Royce.
All right, so Ziggy, hold on, J Dog. I don't know if you saw this, Jiggy. Ziggy, I say Jiggy, I combined your name, Ziggy, getting jiggy with it. Huh? Derek Carr and his brother, former NFL quarterback David Carr, started a YouTube channel last week where it's going to be kind of like a lifestyle channel, I guess, of everything that interests them. More power to them. Get that YouTube money. But the timing could not probably be worse when one of their first videos was them test driving a Rolls Royce or something, and the Saints fans are like, "Dude, you just got announced that you out for the season. What the hell? We don't want to see you in a Rolls Royce having the time of your life." So that's what everybody's talking about, Ziggy, when they say that Derek Carr's
when
on YouTube doing
when did
car
he
videos and
when
stuff.
did he record it?
Yeah, no, it seems like this was recorded like a month ago or whatever. So it's not new in that sense, but it's
He's
new in
still
that he
injured,
dropped
yeah.
it. They dropped
Mm-hmm.
it, right after the news about him being out for the season. It's like, man, dude, can you read the room? Like, can you read the room? Like, what are
Yeah,
we doing here?
this even when I've tried to
Exactly.
give Derek Carr a pass, it's like still like what you just said, John. It's kind of like, bro, like feel the
Exactly.
temperature of the room. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Exactly. I'm the same. Like
Oh
I felt like
my,
I have to defend the third call, but at some point it's like, dude, you gotta at least do good PR for yourself, man. What are we doing?
agreed, agreed.
J Dog, how do you feel about the draft? Do you want Shador? Do you want a quarterback? Do you want somebody else?
Yeah,
What
who
are
do you
you
want,
thinking?
bro?
I've been pivoting towards Shadur Sanders. Actually, been I even mocked Shadur Sanders in my draft.
Oh,
But it's like I think he's has good upside despite all the hate he's getting. You know,
you feel like he's getting a lot of hate,
yeah, I
or you
think
think it's
he's
just
getting
kind
a
of
lot
like
of hate.
random noise?
I don't know. It may be random noise, but I mean, it's just like it depends. But like, I don't know if we take him, if we don't take him. You know,
Hmm.
I'm looking at Jackson Dart. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty all right. And then I've seen, you know, a bunch of players like the guy from Louisville,
Oh, you're doing your
Quentin
research. Okay, you're doing your research.
Ewers, Quentin Ewers. I mean,
Okay.
like it looks like we're gonna most likely take a quarterback in this draft because I mean
I
we're
agree.
doing our diligence and evaluating these players, and we need a quarterback. And I feel like waiting until for Archie Manning is not like an
That's what I'm
ideal
See,
saying.
that's John
scenario
O.
because
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's
for
not. I
one,
agree. Even though I'm
for
advocating for
one,
it, it's not a logical
I
idea. I
mean,
get it.
for one, okay, Archie Manning's probably gonna play for like 2 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's like we don't know what we're gonna be like in 2 years.
Fair.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's true.
so,
It's not wrong.
so either way, it's like. taking a risk on the quarterback in this draft is the most ideal scenario for us
Well,
because
go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it's important to at least take a risk. I mean, it might not be the greatest thing,
Right.
or
J
it
Dog,
could be.
J Dog, hold on. I'm sorry because I'm old enough to remember when you was calling the show all season advocating for Spencer Rattler. Have we forgot about Spencer
Now, see,
Rattler?
that's okay. You went where I was about to go, John.
I'm just
I
trying to
agree.
say, J. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead, J Dog.
All right. Listen, Spencer Atlas, he's all right. You know.
Oh, not hold on. So this nigga now he's all right.
Oh,
All season long he's the senator. He's the man. Now he's all right. Okay, okay, J Dog.
And listen, he's all right. But I mean, it's like I said, like Kellen Moore's got to have his guy, and
okay. I
to
give you
me,
that.
I think Spencer Rattler. He was drafted by Dennis Allen. That's not Kellen Moore's guy. Kellen
Now when
Moore's
I said
gonna,
when I said that all season, Ziggy, everybody was getting mad at me though. But go ahead, J Dog.
but
I
Kellen
mean,
Moore's
that's
gonna,
why I was asking like. What do y'all want?
yeah, but Kellen Moore wants the
His
guy
guy.
that he
Yes.
wants,
Which is fair. Which is
whether
fair.
it's Shadur Sanders, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's Jackson Dart, whether it's Quentin Ewers, and hopefully not freaking Milrow. I do not want Milrow. Jalen
So,
Okay.
Milrow.
so which quarterback in the draft is more similar to the prototype of a Jalen Hurts in the draft?
Um,
Is this Shador Sanders? Because then I think that's who probably Kellen Moore's gonna go with.
I
You think?
think so. I mean, I think
Yeah,
he does fit the bill, but like he's not
it's a
that
mobile quarterback.
running like a running type quarterback. But I mean, if you see Shadur Sanders and his accuracy, like he's pretty good. Of course, people are
Okay.
gonna dog on him because I mean they're saying yeah he's patting the ball. Like yeah, I mean he's gonna do that. I mean
Is it really that big of a deal? I guess I don't really know. I guess
no,
I didn't know it
I
was
don't think
a big of a deal
I
as it
don't
is
think
with him at the ball.
Because
yeah
Drew
I,
Brees is
I
the
think
same thing.
I think
Oh,
people making a mountain out of molehill with this with Shadur
okay,
Sanders,
okay.
and I think
He
that
said John said Drew Brees does it. And I mean, if that's a bad habit, I'll take that if Drew Brees does it.
no,
Not everybody's Drew
I
Brees,
mean
but that's one of the traits
Drew
that Drew Brees
Brees,
had.
yeah, but Drew Brees was a goat. Like I mean he can do whatever he wants, but like
I agree. Drew
anyways,
Brees,
So,
but
and
so J Dog,
he's
tell me this
eligible for the Hall of Fame this year too. I think,
before we
right?
wrap up, because you've seen me kind of yelling in my last like three videos and lives about the ownership, I guess, and the state of the team. Do you have any optimism about us potentially still being a championship potential team in the future? Or are you kind of at your wits end right now, like I am?
yeah, I'm kind of at my wits end because like it just like it's like you keep waiting and it's just like you know it could happen in 10 years, it could happen in 5 years. It all depends on how the process goes for us, and
Well,
where and how if Mickey Loomis is still here and
oh, he
he
gonna be here. He gonna be here,
yeah,
J Dog.
I know.
You say 10 years, five
And
years.
depending on how we draft and what players we get in free agency, like throughout the years, it's like will depend on what how we do in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
know,
then that's a great way because next Thursday is a very big day, J Dog. We will be here live on the John Bond Show, so you can get our reaction to whoever the pick is, and it should definitely be a swell time for the Who That Nation, no matter what the result
listen,
is. J
I'm
Dog,
a,
we appreciate you, my man.
yeah.
Where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on YouTube at Goofy Cajun Day Doll.
Hmm.
You can find me on Twitter. from your Instagram, you
Oh,
know.
he everywhere, Ziggy. He everywhere. He like God
I
everywhere.
respect it.
We
But
I respect it.
appreciate you, J Dog, man. Thank you. Make sure you tune in next Thursday for the General Bond Show for the Saints draft reaction. Okay, my guy.
all right, man.
And
Nice
let us
seeing
know
you.
why, J Dog.
Because this shit more than the game.
You're damn right, Ziggy. Give me the air horns. You gotta at
Beep,
least
beep,
give me
beep.
that.
Beep, beep, boop, 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 boop,
Oh
boop.
man, we appreciate everybody for joining, man. That was fun. Ziggy. I'm glad that we got such a loyal and passionate community. Mentioning all the
It's always
great
fun to
things.
have whenever you do a live call in show like this. It's pretty
It
cool. You
really
get
is. It
the
really is.
because
I
the
mean,
voicemails are
I,
cool, and I appreciate the voicemails, but getting like the live
the voice. This is
feedback,
a lot
yeah.
easier. I don't have to edit the voicemails. It'll take up like 5 hours of my night, like editing voicemails. So I might have to go this route in the season when it comes about.
Hey,
That
there
was
you
fun. So
go.
I ain't have that much fun since shoot since we went 2-0. Remember when we beat the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys?
Ooh,
And
Say his name and he appears. I believe in the Cowboys. I believe in the Cowboys. Cause they love them in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in the Cowboys. I believe.
I am so sorry, y'all. Y'all, I am so. I thought for sure that this guy. I thought I was in the safe spot, Ziggy. I am so sorry that I mentioned that damn team. I thought he was out tonight. He told me that he wasn't available for the show, so I thought we were safe. I cannot believe what I am
hey
seeing with my
man,
own two eyes. This guy on my. What are you even doing? What really? What are you doing right now, bro? What is that? What are you doing?
this man
Come on.
on life support. Well, you good, bro?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Pelicans on franchise. My fault. I thought it was ready to pull the
I don't know,
plug. My
Ziggy, if I
Man,
fault.
could. I don't even know if I can get mad at that, Ziggy, the way I've been talking about the
I ain't
Pelicans.
gonna lie,
What do
that was
you
a good
want,
one.
Evan? Evan, what do you want, bro? Because I feel like you're gonna come in with that bullshit. What do you want?
Hey man,
Oh,
I was just calling to see. You said we were going live for the draft, and when I checked my email this morning, I ain't get that.
Well, because you wasn't invited for the draft
oh,
night.
wow.
I mean, look.
All right, all right.
Would you be if we invite you next Thursday night on the John Vaughn show for the live reaction of the Saints pick and the other picks as well? Are you gonna be on your best behavior? That's all I ask.
Well, John, if you invited me, I would love to be on the show
Look
next
at that.
Thursday.
Look at that. There
But
we go.
I will unfortunately be in San Francisco at Napa Valley
Wait.
drinking wine next Thursday. So
Ooh,
I would
I
not.
can't even be. Jono,
No,
you
no,
can't
you
be mad
can't
at
be
that,
mad. Because
Jono.
why did you even mention again the invitation if your ass knew you was unavailable? You were just trying to brag about being in Napa Valley next week, weren't you?
No, no, I wasn't. I was trying to say that I'm gonna be at Napa Valley for the next 4 days, starting next Thursday. And we got a wine train that we booked. It's gonna be great, man. I'm looking
What?
forward to it.
A wine train.
Yeah,
Ziggy,
man.
stop enabling this dude.
It's a 4 course lunch
This is not a
with like.
wine show. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This is not
Hey,
a
I'm about to
goddamn
get
wine
those details
connoisseur
on that.
show.
That's kind of interesting.
Stop. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Jono. I'm sorry.
It's a four,
Hey,
Evan,
look.
do
I'm
you
just
Four,
a
have
man.
anything
I'm not the
related
law.
to the actual topic of tonight with the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans?
oh, what
I'm
y'all talking
sorry,
about?
Jono.
I'm
Why
talking
what?
about
Why are
the
y'all still
future.
talking about the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans?
Because they're in the news. Whether it's good or bad, they're in the news and we talk about it. Well, what are your Cowboys doing, huh? What are your Cowboys doing?
Oh,
Oh, we getting ready for draft night, baby.
Okay, do you have anybody that you potentially want for the Cowboys to draft?
So they got two players. I was looking at something. I think that we might trade picks with the Carolina Panthers and pick up this the defensive lineman from Alabama. That's what my sources was telling me.
Oh, you
I,
got
th-
sources, okay?
I
You
think his
got
okay.
name was
sources,
what
Okay.
Ziggy.
Jalen Carter. I think that's his name. Supposed to be like a hybrid linebacker, like Micah Parsons. I know y'all don't know anything about hybrid linebackers. Trust me, I know y'all got that old man Cam Jordan still on. If we talk about life support,
Hey,
yeah.
be fair.
All
Be
right now.
fair. Cam might be on the show. You might be face to face with him in a little bit, so you better watch your tone about Cam Jordan.
Hey man, I'm,
There's
I'm gonna look
levels
at
to
him and be like,
this.
hey, look, you can't hurt me like how you been hurting Matt Ryan all these years. Look, I'm a different quarterback now. Come on, it's either him or there's that wide receiver out in Arizona. I think his last name like Williams. I like him.
All right. All right. Well, wow. That's great intel. So, yeah, that linebacker, I think his name is Jalen Carter. I believe Jalen Carter plays for the
Oh
Philadelphia
man,
Eagles.
that's some great
That
stuff,
wide
man.
receiver Williams.
Hey man,
Uh,
don't get mad at me because you had some callers coming on here lying, talking about the Saints had an opportunity to get Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. They,
I
they,
mean,
they still
technically
could
we did.
they still could have got Lamar Jackson. He got drafted later after Davenport.
You're right.
Just
You're
saying.
That's
right.
what he said.
That's what he
No,
was
he did
basically
not.
saying. He said we screwed up. But then
He
he
said we
also
screwed
saying,
up.
I'll give you this. Jerry, who I love, said we're gonna win 9 or 10 wins. And that's when I'm like,
Oh,
He
okay.
said he give us at least 9 to 10 wins
for next year or for the next 2 years?
this upcoming
For the next
season.
2 years, yeah, I can see y'all making 9 wins the next 2 years.
Well, you're not the only one, Evan, because you see some of the comments, like the great Mad Marshall, who I'm glad is joining us in the chat tonight. I see her comment on my videos a lot every now and then. I'm glad she's on the live show tonight. She says, I don't know about the Pelicans, but yes, she is panicking about the Saints and beating the labor rush. And we got to ask you a super chat. Can you give me the ghetto version of the air horns?
Well, what kind of duck sound that was, man?
Juddy says he wants to send me a photo, Jono. Anyway, I can email or text it. I'll put my email in the chat. Actually, you know what? I'll give you the voicemail number, Juddy, and you can text me on that line, or you can add me on Twitter. But Evan,
But
this is your.
before
Go
we talk
ahead.
about the Saints, man, you know French Quarter Fest just passed in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, I was sad that I missed it.
So you know me, I was out there, roaming around,
It's
Jackson Square and
outside.
everything along the river,
Wow.
chilling,
Okay.
chilling the vibe. And I looked over to my left, and I said, Acme Oyster House is right there, giving out some charbroiled oysters. And I said, damn, that sounds good.
Dang.
It was a lot of money for like 6 pieces, but anyway, that's besides the point. So I waited in line, I walked up to it, and guess who I saw working there?
Who you saw?
Man, what's his name? David Griffin. I said, times is hard, huh, my boy? He was like, man, I thought Gail. I said, give me my oysters, please. I don't want to hear all that.
You ain't asked me if you wanted to come join the John Bone show.
Oh, no, I ain't asked none of that. I just wanted my oysters, boy. Those some good ass oysters too. Those top tier oysters.
Oh my. Um.
What's wrong with him, Jono?
Yeah, I don't know. It's my fault. I should have never mentioned the damn Cowboys. Evan, I've been very hard on Zion. I kind of joined. Well, you are cruel to Zion. I'm not cruel to Zion, but I'm hard on Zion. I don't know if you've seen the reports. Actually, you have, because you were waved in at me and Ziggy Face today in our group chat trying to make fun of us about him being possibly on a trading block. And I just want to know your opinion about that, because it is
Hmm.
now April 15th, and I'm looking at my TV. There's NBA games going on, but the Pelicans aren't involved even in the play-in. We're not playing this weekend. We're not playing in the play-in games. We're on our asses on the couch. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that Zion has never taken that leap to be a true franchise player. How do you feel about the future of Zion Williamson as a Pelican now that we have new management, as you just say, with David Griffin being gone?
I don't think it's the new management. I think it's just the franchise itself. I think it's time for Zion to explore the bigger markets, because obviously a small market like New Orleans is not gonna work out. Like Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis played well when he played for the Pelicans,
Hmm.
and when he went to the Lakers, he played much better. Won a championship.
That's
CP3 played better after he left at the Hornets.
That's because, for AD's sake, he went to play with LeBron James. And the Lakers are what I call the equivalent of a white privilege franchise, where no matter what type of management they have, they're always
Mm,
going to get top stars because everybody wants to go to LA and be in a big market. You just mentioned
mm.
big market. That's what
I
me and
mean,
Ziggy get.
Los Angeles is a hell of a market. I mean, it's a great city. It's a beautiful franchise. One of my favorite franchises. I mentioned on the show that I'm a huge Lakers fan.
Wait. Hold on. You were just talking about your Mavericks being the best team. What do you mean the Lakers?
It might be
I'm
the Las Vegas Mavericks.
hey, you talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers? You mean baseball? Like, you never mentioned anything about the Lakers. What are you
You
talking about?
sure? I swear, man. I thought I've been talking about it for years. How I've been a big Lakers fan. Like I was in the grind when when Kobe was struggling with the team. Like I went through all that.
Wow.
You was in the grind, huh? So
I
this
was in
got
the
nothing to
grind.
do with Luca now being a Laker.
I mean, not really. It helps. Don't get me wrong. Luca with the Lakers is a great franchise to be with. So I'm very happy for him.
Zigga, this is your fault because you always enable this guy. You always enable this guy whenever he comes
Man.
on our show.
So now he's no longer a Mavericks
Hey, hold on. I ain't say
fan.
that now. I
Wow.
see this got wrong because AD got hurt and then Kyrie got hurt. Then next thing you know, man, we had to pick up some players working at McDonald's trying to play for us on the court.
So wait, who are you a fan of, the Mavericks or the Lakers?
I can't be a fan of both. I
No,
just I just
that's
love
cheating.
I just love good basketball. Okay, Sorry that I just love good basketball and that New Orleans, y'all are used to being bad franchises. Okay,
I can't
I am
even
so
argue
sorry.
that part.
I can't even be mad at him.
I can't even.
I'm so sorry.
I can't be mad.
I can't.
Who's your new president of operations now? What's his name?
Joe Dumas.
Joe Dumas, bro.
Man, I heard he was just chilling at the house. Wife just made Salisbury steak with gravy. He got a call. He was like, I don't know why the hell Gail Benson calling me, but I'm gonna answer it. He said, hello. She said, he's like, wait, what? President for who? The Pelicans? That boy said, shit, I haven't touched the basketball in 8 years. That boy said, how much y'all paying? Shit, all right. I come tomorrow.
I can't even be mad because he probably got it 90% right instead of Gail though it was Mickey Loomis. Like, yo,
Yeah,
Joe, what you
bro.
doing this weekend? I got a
See,
professional
hey, you're
basketball
right. You're right. It
franchise.
was Mickey Loomis. Mickey Loomis like, hey, if you're interested, I got Galen on the line. I can forward it through. So he said, shit, all right. My boy said, hold on. He said, let me call you back. Let me finish this sauce steak right quick. Hold on.
Damn, we ain't even get an instant yes. I mean, he had to eat the steak first before you even
That boy
said yes.
said, no, hey, the Salisbury steak was hitting. So he's like, hold on,
Hmm.
give me a second. Give me a second.
Oh wow, this is why. For everybody who's still, for whatever reason, watching, we got over 460 people across all platforms. I don't know why y'all do it, but
That's
I thank
crazy.
y'all from the bottom of my heart. Evan, before we let you go, well, since you're not going to be here for draft week next week, even though you just complained about not getting an invite, knowing that you aren't available, what do you think the Saints should do? Should we get a quarterback now that Derek Carr is out, or do you think we should take the best player available? What would you do if you were the Saints GM?
If I was the Saints GM, I would probably trade out the ninth pick and get more draft capital.
Well, I'm not actually mad at that. So you don't have enough faith in like a Shador Sanders to say, hey, let's go all in on Shador Sanders?
I think it would be a good pickup for like media standpoint. The bring the brand up for the Saints. But do I think Sanders gonna be a good quarterback? Not at all. I didn't think he was a good quarterback at Colorado. To be honest
Oh
with you,
wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, we're gonna find out next Thursday. Hopefully, you can put your phone out while you're in Napa Valley, and you will see.
I'll be drunk.
Well, that's a shock. I
Wow.
mean, tell us something that we don't know, Evan. Are you drunk right now? Actually, shit. I mean,
Um,
that's like the sun's coming out and saying, "I'm hot." You
Cannot
bake?
confirm or
Really?
deny.
yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that one. All right.
Evan, thank you for joining the show. We appreciate you.
Always good
Pleasure.
hanging out with Ev.
It's not Ziggy. It's not. It's not. But
He
it
said,
was a pleasure to have
yeah,
everybody call in on the show tonight. I wanna, cause Juddy Bear left a $5 super chat and he said he wanted to text me. So this is what he ended up texting me, Ziggy. Hopefully people can see it on the thing. He put, "From my heart to yours, John will rise up," and it is from it's a meme from the classic movie, where what is it? Ricky was when he was getting shot at the end of the movie, and it's the Falcons fans
oh
shoot.
man,
Yeah, and then though, but look, this is why this shit is more than the game. He posted a photo of him. Apparently he got, I don't know if this is recent or it's the anniversary or what, but a wedding photo, and he put, "This marriage will last forever." So Juddy Bear, even though you are a Falcons fan, from Ziggy and I and the whole this shit more than the game community, yes,
that's what's
hopefully
up.
this marriage will last forever. And believe you me, this shit is definitely more than a marriage. So congratulations to you and your lovely wife. Hopefully, Juddy, she's not a Falcons fan, because if you want your marriage to have any long-term success, you would not put her through the trauma and pain that comes with being a Falcons fan. So all of our best to Juddy Bear. Speaking of pain and
He
trauma,
said
Ziggy,
he said this marriage more than the game.
there's a lot of pain and trauma that happened when Derek Carr was announced that he was out for the season, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Oh my God, John! Look! Oh my God! Look! Derek Carr. He's out for the season. He's out for the season.
What?
Derek Carr. He's out for the season.
Derek Carr's out for the season?
Wait.
So Joanne, wake me up if the baby's coming. Damn. Emergency only. Dang.
You said Saints.
Derek Carr's out for the season. Wow.
You said Saints have constituted.
Maybe that means you should do something. I don't know.
I'm gonna stop. I'm just. Whatever.
Close the door.
Hey, Ziggy, though, you see that new couch, though, huh? That couch more than the game, boy.
Bro, what? And why are you on it with your shoes on?
Hey man, I was comfortable. I'm trying to get all my naps in before Lil Jono comes. You know, I gotta
Why
get
you
me
don't
when I
take
can
your
get me.
shoes off before you jump on the couch like that?
Man, look, don't question what I do at my house, okay? Worry about what's going on.
Man, Clarissa,
Yo.
I'm surprised she let you do that, bro.
Oh man, we want to thank everybody who joined our show tonight. It was very much a last minute show. I'm glad that I was able to do it. Again, my laptop is completely fried, so I thought that I would be taking this week off while I try to bring in a new laptop. But thankfully, my wife was able to give me an iPad at the last second, almost like a last second buzzer beater. And I said, I gotta go live, Ziggy. I gotta go live and talk about everything that's
Got
going
to.
on with the Saints and Pelicans. I'm glad that you were able to join, Ziggy. I know you got a lot going on in your life, so
That's
glad you
all
were
good,
able to
man.
come and be that voice of reason, if you want to say that, for Saints and Pelicans fans. And maybe we might get some more voices of reason in the future, Ziggy, because I know you ain't on Twitter as religiously as I always am. But
I snoop around.
the reason why I told Evan to watch his mouth about Cam Jones is because just last week, Ziggy, Cam Jordan, when he was asked by another fan if he can come on that podcast, says maybe one day, but I got to hit the at John O'Barnes podcast first. So Ziggy, we're gonna hold Cam to that.
Mm-mm.
Cam Jordan might be a guest at some point. Actually, not no might, guys. I promise you guys, I will
It's
make it
happening.
happen. Cam
Levels.
Jordan at some point will be on the John Barnes show, and that is going to be an amazing episode that I cannot wait for. We're going to have a lot of fun with Cam. We're going to talk shit about the Falcons. We're going to talk shit about the Bucks. Um, we're going to give a type of show that you all can be proud of, but different than just, football, football, football. What we try to aim to do on the John Bone Show and why we think is resonating so widespread across the city of New Orleans and even now with professional football players is that they see that it's not just, your standard bells and whistles of a podcast, right? Like we go above and beyond to put on an entertainment type factor. And I think Cam Jordan obviously appreciates that because unprompted, Ziggy, he mentioned about
Mm-hmm.
coming on the John Barnes show. So even though you look at the YouTube numbers right now, you say, dang, only 22 people watching. Well, shit, guess what? One of those 22 people might just be Cam Jordan right now. So you never know who's watching. And it's because of all of you fans that we are getting these type of prominent people mentioning our show and saying that they want to be on our show. So thank you guys for being supporters of the John O'Bone Show. And please know that when we can definitely make it happen, Cam has a very busy schedule. I'm trying to get my goddamn life together with my kid coming to me, moving my this shit more than the game studios to a new location. But whenever Cam says, Jono, this is my day, I promise you guys, no matter what's going on in my life, unless it's the day that my kid is actually being born, I will make it happen. And me and Ziggy and maybe even Sean and Evan, we'll see how I think about it. We'll have Cam join on the show and we are going to have a damn good time. But Ziggy, that's not it because there's also somebody else that I talked to today that I kind of got my eye on. Now, I don't know how probable or plausible this is, Ziggy, but you know how passionate I am about the goddamn 2019 NFC Championship game, right?
Oh boy.
So, speaking of Cam Jordan, he recently had one Andrew Whitworth, Los Angeles Rams great,
Oh.
former Los Angeles Rams great on his show. And I've had a lot to say about Mr. Andrew Whitworth since 2019 and how I felt he went about addressing the no call and how I just didn't appreciate it. I'll be honest, I've said it.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it to him. I'm not afraid to say it. And I'm not an asshole about how I mentioned it to him, but I think him and even his wife. This was before I even had a platform. I think they were taking like acting like the Saints fans were bitter. You think? You think? But either way,
Yeah,
Cam
yeah.
Jordan was promoting that Andrew Whitworth is going to be on his show this upcoming, I think it's actually tomorrow. So make sure y'all go support Cam and his podcast. And so I responded, Ziggy, did you ask Andrew Whitworth, and by the way, like when I'm responding, he at Andrew Whitworth. So Andrew Whitworth, I knew Andrew Whitworth was going to possibly see the response. I say, did you ask him about the dreaded NFC Championship game? Because I'll never forget the water carrying that he was doing for the NFL after that game. Forever salty. Somebody came back and said, damn, Jono, Andrew Whitworth, he was a good sport. He put, what happened? I forgot. Ha ha ha. Very funny, Andrew Whitworth. I say, Andrew Whitworth, one day I will garner enough clout. I'm mad that I misspelled it. Blame Holy Cross Education for that. One day I'll garner enough clout, Andrew, to have you on my show, and I will respectfully, keyword being respectfully, rant about it to your face. Because I'm not afraid. This shit more than a game. And hopefully wounds can be healed and I can like you again. Andrew Whitworth responded, I love this. It's all about closure. So, I mean, he didn't commit necessarily to coming on the show, but the door is now open. I would love to have Andrew Whitworth on the show. And I promise you guys, that would arguably be my finest piece of content because all that passion y'all see when I go off on the Rams to Sean, just in general, I promise I will keep that energy 100% with Andrew Whitworth. I'm going to be respectful about it. But I'm gonna let him know, hey, if you come on the show, I'm going off about that 2019 NFC Championship game and how after that game you were like Saints fans need to get over it and it wasn't that big of a deal and y'all still had the ball in
Mm-hmm.
overtime. I will go off to Andrew Whitworth's face, respectfully, because that man could fucking pick me up with one hand and throw me out the window. But respectfully, if Andrew Whitworth comes on the show, I will, for all the you Saints fans, I will let out what is it now? 6, 7 years of frustration from that goddamn 2019 NFC Championship game, and I'll never get over it. I will never get over it. But what it could help me do is at least provide, like Andrew said, a little bit of closure, and I can actually like NSU great Andrew Whitworth again because from all intents and purposes, Andrew Whitworth is always talked about as being a great guy and ambassador for the NFL. He won a Walter Payton Man of the Year award before. I know that he's a great guy. I want to like him again, but I cannot get this
Mm-hmm.
cloud of the 2019 NFC Championship game away from him and how he addressed it after. And so it would be like a dream come true from the content creator gods if they get Andrew Whitworth and me, whether we do it virtual or whether he comes to the Dish Shade More Than the Game studios and I get my chance on behalf of all of you Saints fans to rant to Andrew Whitworth about that 2019 NFC Championship game. I damn sure would have Sean on the show for that, and I know Ziggy will be on the show for that as well. So Ziggy, we got possibly some great potential prominent guests on the show. It's on me, guys. I gotta work my butt off to make it happen. I gotta find time in my busy schedule to say, let's make this happen, Cam. Hey, Andrew, do you really want to make this happen? But I promise you guys, when I get all of this stuff together, I will make it happen and give you guys the show you deserve and reward you for the
Mm-hmm.
loyalty you guys have had to the John O'Bourne show. So it's going to be a movie. Just know that. Keep riding with Jono and Ziggy on the John O'Bourne show because it's going to be a movie in the future when it comes to the John O'Bourne show. And y'all know why? Because there's shit more than a game.
And I'm not just a man. I'm the law.
That's your
Is
final
that how I
words?
go, Jano?
That's your final words?
Hey, look,
I look forward to seeing you this
I
weekend,
got
Ziggy. Oh, go
I
ahead.
got 3 words. Thank you, Drew.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Because hold on, look, I'll put up on Twitter right now my tweet that's going, you
Got my
know,
paper still.
locally viral, I guess, like a lot of my tweets tend to do. But I tweeted this morning, like just realizing the ineptitude, if you want to say that, of the Saints and Pelicans. And I said, every day I wake up and I am more and more grateful for Drew Brees and
I'm
reminded that
telling y'all, bro.
he truly, bar none, was the greatest quarterback of all time. So all of you fans who were like, oh, but his shoulder is done. His arm strength isn't the same anymore. What about the air yards? What about the air yards? Just remember that even before me and Ziggy had a platform, I wish we had a platform for the 2019-2020 seasons, but even before me and Ziggy had a platform, we tried telling y'all. We said that y'all are going to miss Drew Brees when he's gone, and goddamn it, Ziggy, I think a lot of
really,
fans miss Drew Brees right now.
really did say that, bro.
You can't make this
It's
up, bro.
it's crazy, man.
You can't
Like
make this up.
I wish his arm didn't just fully give out on him because I would have said like maybe he would have retired like last season.
Mm,
Like we got like maybe like another 2 years out of him, but
yeah. Should have
you
put some
know,
steroids or something in. But hey, we can always remember about the good times, Ziggy, right?
I know.
Ziggy, I appreciate you, my man. I'm looking forward to seeing you this Saturday for my baby shower. Little Jono is on the way, guys. He's going to be here before you know it. So enjoy these live streams that I can do while I still have the energy. I'm going to still do the shows after he's born, but my energy level might be a little bit lower given
Oh
what the
yeah, well,
newborn.
yeah. I'm at the other end of it now. My my daughter, she's kind of self efficient now, so it's like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like when people ask like, y'all want to have another one, I'm like, do I want to go back to doing diapers
Yeah, yeah.
and
Tell my mama that. My mama,
it's like
we didn't
that's
even have
just
my first one yet. Ziggy, my mom like, when's the next one? I'm like, dang, mama, let me have the first one first. Let me see it. Let me see if I actually want a second one
I'm like, I
after
don't
I
know.
deal with the infant days. But I'm excited. I can't wait for that. But I
That's
also
good.
cannot wait, guys. Next Thursday, I will be live for the NFL draft, and you guys will get my raw reaction to whoever the Saints pick, whether we keep the pick, whether we trade up, whether we trade down. I promise you guys are gonna get a great
Hmm.
reaction. And Ziggy will probably come on at some point and be his typical Ziggy self. I ain't gonna even say it. I'm gonna let Ziggy do his thing next Thursday and we'll see what his reaction is. And on Monday, May 12th, guys, I will be live for the NBA draft lottery because that is a pivotal, an absolute pivotal day for the New Orleans Pelicans and what our future is. Can we get Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, three studs in the draft? We are going to find out. I pray we get at least a top three pick because if we don't, you guys are going to get a crazy you're gonna get a crazy
Yep.
rant no matter what,
And
and
I
you're gonna
know
get either an excited
I
rant, Ziggy,
have
or angry rant.
I have one last thing I do want to say though is just a testament to what you've been doing, bro. I just want to be honest, like with the move, with working, you have your wife pregnant, and you got a lot going on right now, and still have time to make content for the community. You have thousands of excuses you could have made to be like, nah, I'm not gonna shoot nothing, nah, I'm not. But yet you still make time to do the shows and everything like that. And this is what separates you from other platforms and other people. And
Mm.
for all the people that are aspiring to be content creators, this is, I'm not saying, everybody's situation is different, but this is the type of dedication that it takes to have a show. You have to be consistent. You got to put the work in,
You
and
gotta make it
Jono, you're
happen,
doing it.
huh? You gotta
You
make
got
it
to make
happen
it
no matter
happen.
what.
No excuse, no
You gotta
excuses,
find a
man.
way.
So,
You got.
so
I practice what I
definitely,
preach. This shit more
hey,
than the
bro.
game community.
Yep. So
I
yeah, just
appreciate
wanted
you,
to
Ziggy.
salute you, bro.
I well,
I know
that means
I
a
know you're
lot.
tired. I know you got a lot going on, but you still, doing the thing, bro. So
I
keep it up, man.
appreciate you, but I'm not gonna be too tired to watch WrestleMania with you at the
Oh,
crib
wrestling,
this
man. That's
Saturday.
just yeah.
We're gonna have a time. We might even film some of it for you guys, and hey, even more content because ultimately, you all, the fans, y'all make this community what it is, and y'all give me the motivation. Whether I'm tired, whether my wife is pregnant, I'm dealing with her all day, and I'm saying that in a respectful way. I'm not saying dealing
And
with her
shout out
like,
to
well,
Clarissa too for putting up
the
with
real
Jono.
MVP for real. For like while she's going through all this, still finding time to. She gave me this iPad today. She said, "Here, do your show. One monkey don't stop no show." She said,
Look at that.
"Cause she is Mrs. This shit more than the game." Uh,
They locked
so
in.
shout out to all the real MVPs who make things happen. For the John Bone show. The people y'all don't even know the Lindens when he comes and films everything for
Hey,
us
Lyndon,
sometimes.
that's
My
another.
mom and
Yep.
dad when they give me equipment or
Mm-hmm.
give me a house to come to when I'm in New Orleans, like doing personal stuff or whatever. Like my brother, all of them, they're not people that
The
people know,
unsung
but they
heroes.
they make this stuff happen so that we can dedicate a few
Yep.
hours out the week to
The
give you
the the
guys a live
Evans
show.
of the world.
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
Evans show. Maybe.
like,
But we appreciate y'all next Thursday. So
all
not
right.
next Tuesday, unless something breaking news happens. I do have some Pelicans reporters who I do want to interview. I wish I could have had them on today, but I just didn't know with my laptop being fried if it would have been respectful to ask for their time, not knowing what my situation looked like. But we definitely got to have some Pelicans reporters in the future. But next Thursday for sure, hit that bell notification, y'all. I'll be live. You will get my instant reaction to the New Orleans Saints pick. A time will be had. And y'all know why? Because this shit is more than a game.
Juno.